Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your boy GhostGG. Today we are reacting to Mafia: The Old Country Family Takes Sacrifice developer presentation from PAX East. So this is on the Xbox YouTube channel, going live here in about 30-ish seconds. And this morning when I was playing Oblivion, I got a notification from my PlayStation saying that a game that I had wishlisted is now available to pre-order, and it was this game. So I went to the page, and it shows a August 8th release date. 8/8, right? May, June, July, August. Yeah, August 8th of this year. And yeah, so like if that is coming out this year in August, that's pretty dope. I've played all the Mafia games. I haven't played them on the channel though, I think. Have I? Can't remember. I have to go check that. Live in 17 minutes. Look. Oh, it's live right now. It doesn't have a time anywhere. It just says up next. So we'll just have to wait. But yeah, I don't think I played any of the Mafia games. Oh, there we go.
Everything I've done for my family.
No, I haven't.
For the last 10 years, all I've done was kill.
Oh!
I killed for my family. I killed anybody that got in my way.
Family and who you're born
Oh, baby, Clay.
with is who you die for.
Mafia trilogy. Family, power, respect. Look, I liked the third Mafia game. It just didn't feel like a Mafia game, but it was still a good game. It was still a fun game.
What's up, Boston? How are we this lovely Thursday morning? Boston, you can do better than that. I said, how are we? At least that second time got the Ghostbuster to yell. He still didn't clap. He yelled, though. I appreciate that. You want to clap for me? Stand up and clap right now. All right, everybody be more like the Ghostbuster. What's up, everybody? Welcome to your Mafia, the Old Country PAX East panel. My name's Greg Miller from Kinda Funny Games. And who's been to a PAX panel before? A lot of you raised your hands. That means you've been to bad PAX panels, all right? Today's about energy. You get to see stuff from the game that no one's seen. You get to hear straight from the developers. That's exciting. So when you see or hear something you like, I need you cheering, all right? 3, 2, 1, go! And when you hear something you don't like the game's delayed, you boo. But the game's not actually delayed. That's what I like to see, everybody. We're going to have a look at the gameplay, of course. We're going to have some spotlights with the developers, and then we are going to get to pick the brains of Hangar 13. But before all of that, let's watch some really cool videos, okay?
Yes, please. I want to see gameplay and whatnot. I don't think I'm going to react to the developer talking, like
Come in.
all that. I want to see gameplay.
Bravery is not common in this world, and so loyalty, honor,
Oh, horses.
obedience.
Makes sense for this time period. Early 1900s.
You took care of Messina, but this matter is not yet resolved. Will you help me bring it to a close?
Got some stealth.
Of course. Tanto easy.
Got some old school cars. This is a live stream, so the quality is kind of dog. Definitely not a high bit rate at all, but we're seeing gameplay. Fuck yeah. I'm liking this. So this is like really early 1900s, if I remember correct, like 1905 or something like that. Before World War I even, I think.
You again.
Got knife fighting as well.
Hey everyone, I'm Nick Baines, President
Hello.
of Hangar 13. We hope you enjoyed this new look at gameplay in Mafia: The Old Country. We're just 3 short months away now from getting this game in your hands, and we can't wait. Mafia the Old Country is an origin story for the Mafia universe, and as such, it's both a step forward and a return to the fundamentals of the franchise. The heart of Mafia has always been deep, immersive storytelling, and Mafia the Old Country is no exception. It's a premium experience in the vein of early Mafia games, with a linear narrative set against the stunning, authentic backdrop of 1900 Sicily. That focus has allowed us to deliver a classic organised crime drama in the period authentic Mafia rules and traditions of the era. And, as you just saw, we've made some exciting gameplay updates. Whether you're using a knife or a gun, using stealth or in a shootout, this is brutal and grounded in all the best ways. It's all going to pull you in from every angle, pushing the franchise forward in a location and time painstakingly created with the utmost authenticity and detail using Unreal Engine 5.
Nice.
Stick around, because next up is our development team, who have loads of awesome behind-the-scenes insights on how we brought this title to life. And stay tuned between now and August, as we'll have even more to tell and show.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
All right. Let's see some behind the scenes, but I don't think I'm going to watch the entire panel.
Come in.
Our top goal for every Mafia game is to deliver the promise to a player that you're going to play a classic mob movie. Mafia the Old Country is a linear crime drama set against a beautiful Sicilian backdrop. The first step for us was to make sure that we were nailing all of the things that players expect from a Mafia game. The quality of its storytelling, how immersive it is, how authentic it is. Previous Mafia games have been set in big American cities.
Yeah.
We've taken the action and we've put our story in rural Sicily, in the place where the Mafia began.
You really feel like you're transported into another time. It feels really unique and different, but yet really familiar. Players are really going to enjoy that aspect of it.
Our entry point for making these crime dramas is always the protagonist. We wanted to make sure that our main character, Enzo Favara, lives up to the standard which we've set in the past, and I hope in some ways even exceeds that.
All of the men in this room are bound by blood.
Enzo grows up in a sulfur mine. He's one of a bunch of children that are sold to the mine owners at this point in history in Sicily. Their life expectancy is short and they're essentially seen as disposable.
Enzo turns to crime as a means to make something of himself. The odds are stacked against him. So what does he do? He sees an opportunity for himself to gain some status, to gain some respect.
Do you wish to commit to this family? I do.
Swearing the oath is the chance for him to finally be accepted. He's found a family. It's the thing he's been searching for his entire life, but it comes at a cost.
I think players are in for an emotional roller coaster. The high stakes of the Mafia life present opportunities for us as storytellers to take players and put players through the ringer, really, in terms of what happens to the character, what happens to them in the game.
You again.
What makes a really compelling gameplay experience is the mix of the high-intensity combat, cover play, cover shooting, set by these beautiful cinematics that make what you do in the combat so much more meaningful because you're fighting for something you really believe in.
Authenticity and immersion are key. And so we wanted to take that philosophy from the storytelling and make sure that it was consistent in the gameplay.
You know, whether you come for that core cover combat shooting experience or that white knuckle driving experience, we have that.
The driving,
in Mafia
man.
The Old Country, but it's unique.
One thing I really liked about Mafia 2 is my favorite Mafia game. I think it's a lot of people's favorite Mafia game.
I think that's what makes Mafia
And I remember
missions
playing that game
and
for the first
general
time,
experience
and it's
so
like
interesting,
this
is that you're
driving
constantly
mechanics
trying
were
to
so
change
cool,
that
especially
rollercoaster
like
experience
having
that
to
you're
actually
on.
Enzo's
maintain your
proving
speed.
himself
Like you can put
with
like a
guns,
limit
and
on the
he wanted
speed,
the
so you can only
combat
go
to
the
feel
speed
like
limit.
There was a scarcity of resources.
Or just take the
so you
limit
have to
off and
be
go whatever
more
you want, but then
tactical in the
cops will
way
come after
that
you. You gotta
approach
change your
combat.
license
The
plate up,
knife
like all
has
that
been
like
an
stuff.
integral part of gameplay.
I don't
It's
think
a
that's
part
gonna
of
be a big
Sicilian
thing in
culture.
this game.
We wanted our gameplay to be immersive.
Because of
to
rural
have a life or
Sicily, I
death
mean, we're
kind
on
of vibe.
horseback
So
as
when
well.
players are
Like,
in a
I don't
knife duel,
think
when they're in a gunfight,
that part of
they're
the law
genuinely
is gonna be in
fearing
this
for their
game.
lives.
My flesh must burn like this saint if I do not keep my oath.
Bringing 1900 Sicily to life for us, it infuses every aspect of the development. It's about the characters, it's about the music, it's about the story, it's about the setting, it's about the vistas, it's about the vehicles, it's everything. It always starts with research. It always starts with immersing ourselves in the subject matter. So whether that's reading every crime book around the Sicilian Mafia, watching all of the movies, even driving the cars, firing the weapons, and then translating that into the game, that's the development experience.
We even sent some folks out to Sicily. We were then able to take all of those experiences and try to translate it into an on-screen experience, but also a story. And those two things are woven together in a way that I think players are going to really enjoy.
Bravery is not common in this world, and so
The Mafia that we see in Mafia the Old Country is much different than the Mafia that we see in some of the other Mafia games. It's a time-honored tradition steeped in secrecy, and there's this sort of deep honor that we see within the Teresi family. And
I'm pretty sure the Mafia 2 and onwards is the 5 families, right? There's a lot more organization. Even Mafia 1, I guess, would be organized.
Cultural difference.
This is a distinctive experience that I've
How
never
many years
played
the
before,
games
and
took
I'm
place?
sure
Hold
the
up.
players are going to feel the same.
Wait, I want to Google some stuff.
Mafia the Old Country is our first Unreal 5 game in the
Nice.
studio, and it's particularly suited to the Sicilian setting.
We've really been able to push the boat out in terms of
From
some of the
1930 to
real tiny
1938.
details and everything.
You know, one of the big ones for me is Metahuman. You have characters that have really lifelike expressions, micro details. You know, many times when I'm watching the game,
1945 to
especially on a big screen in
1951.
4K, I start to
Yes,
forget that
okay.
their characters
So that makes
rendered
sense.
in an engine.
All
They
right, so
just
all
look
3 of the
like real
Mafia games are
characters in
more
the movie. I think
organized.
that's
Mafia,
the level of
the
immersion
5
that we want,
families.
and it allows people,
If I remember
to really
correctly,
suspend
from a
their
YouTube
disbelief
video
and
that I
go along
watched,
for the
so
ride.
take it with a grain of salt, right?
It's beautifully rendered in the game.
I don't know
And
how
I think he's one of the
much
most
I remember it,
compelling
but
game characters we've seen for a long time.
The thing I'm most excited about from
the
Mafia the
original
Old Country
Mafia
is
was a
finally
lot
getting
less
the game in players'
organized.
hands.
And
The
then
story
when they
pulls
started
you
coming to
through really
America, when
quickly, and
Mussolini
at the
was
end,
coming into
it takes your
power and he
breath
was
away,
like
and
breaking
it's
down
one that
onto
you're
the
not gonna wanna
Mafia,
spoil for your
they
friends.
started
The
leaving
visuals and
Sicily and Italy as a whole and
storytelling
ending up
absolutely
in
next
America.
level.
Our setting's
And that's
completely
where
distinctive. Our story's completely unique. This is a game that you haven't played
not
before.
at the beginning,
best
but
crime
like
stories
in
have
their
unforgettable
American
twists, and
time,
this
the
game's no
Mafia,
exception.
that's
Play
when
it
they
in
started
for a treat.
becoming organized.
welcome, Enzo.
So the 3 Mafia games that we had so far, that is the 5 families, that is the commission and everything, like it's organized.
And that's our panel, everyone.
All right.
Oh, I thought you'd boo that. No, it was a boo moment. It was a boo moment. You got to get better at this. Ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, please put your hands together for, of course, the team of development leads from
All right.
Hangar 13.
So this is not going to be, I'm going to be reacting to. I just wanted to see gameplay and whatnot, and it looks good. It looks dope. It comes out in 3 months. I love the Mafia games. Did I exit the fucking tab already? I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, so the 3 Mafia games take place after the Mafia had become more organized. It became more of an organization, a company, rather than just gang shit, you know? Random killings on the streets and stuff like that. It was more organized. And that's where the 5 families came in, like the 5 head families. I'm just gonna Google it real quick. So if I remember correctly, it's Lucky. His name was Lucky something. If I can spell Lucky. Yeah, right there. Lucky Luciano. He was he started his crime career in the 5-Point Gang. He's the one who he didn't create the 5 families, but he created the commission. He's the father of the Italian-American Mafia for the establishment of the commission in 1931. And the first Mafia game takes place in 1930. And not spelled today. 1930 to 1938. So, this is when the commission would have started. Yeah, he destroyed the boss's title. Yeah, okay, I remember that stuff. Yeah, and yeah, so that's what we remember from the games, especially from Mafia 2. If you remember, Vito, when he gets arrested and gets sent over seas into the war, that's World War II. And then when we're in Italy fighting and we were about to die and get fucked up, the Mafia came rolling in and saved our asses. That's because the government made a deal with Lucky while he was in prison to like kind of help them with the war effort in Italy. And the Mafia kind of joined that side of it. Still being criminals and whatnot, but like, yeah, the Mafia's history within America is crazy. And that's where the games kind of like take place from 1930 to 1938, then 1940 something to 1958, and then the third one is way off, but it's still organized, still the commission, all the five families, all that stuff. And now this game is going back to early 1900s. Let's see if they have a time period for the Mafia Old Country time period. Early 1900s is all they say. There's some people are saying between 1905 to 1920 maybe on Reddit. But yeah, in the early 1900s. This would have been before the commission, before all that. But I don't know what the Sicilian mafia was like. I only know really American, Italian mafia stuff. So this is going to be interesting to see for the first time for myself, and I can't wait to play it. And it's a prequel to the other games. I technically don't have to play the other games to play this game, but I played all the other ones already, and I'm going to try playing them for the channel as well. But it really depends how busy I am. And the same thing goes for Doom. Doom is coming out in like 2 weeks here, or a week and a half. I haven't played the other two games on the channel. I played them myself, but not on the channel. But it's a prequel. The new one's a prequel, so I can kind of get away with it, right? The same idea for this. I might just do that. I don't know. But that is a reaction to this, and it looks dope. We got to see more in-depth gameplay, but there's 3 months to go, and they said they're going to be showing a lot more, and I can't wait to see a lot more. But from what I've seen so far, horse riding, cool old-ass cars, gunplay, knife fighting, like it looks like kind of like Grease style, you know, like fucking holding each other's arms and going like that. You guys know what I mean? Like that jokey kind of fighting, but it's kind of cool. It's knife fighting. I don't think we really saw like knife fighting. Like we saw them as melee weapons, but they might be more in depth in this game. And yeah, I can't wait to see how the mafia and like the law works in this game. It's gonna be interesting, especially early 1900s. I have no idea, but we'll see that in the coming months and when the game releases in 3 months. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.